Iho, Himitsu Sentai, Orenja.
Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Mighty Morphin Power Rangers!
Chapter 34, The Phoenix of Redemption. The news reports were dark and grim. Raditya was holding his darkest plan yet, and he was showing his brain damage hasn't destroyed him completely. People around the city were caught with the worm plague and were slowly suffering. Others had already died from the disease. At the new skybase, Supreme Commander Ryu was now assembled with his old Jetman team. Time has passed since they fought together, but they would do it. Director Aya, like old times, gathered them. The current Alliance members were there to think of their plan. Raditya was going to force the Alliance to surrender or all of Japan will get killed. Guys, it's been a long time since we fought as a team. Raditya wants to blast us out first out of a personal vendetta is the way I look at this, said Supreme Commander Ryu. Like old times. It does feel good to walk the earth again. I just wonder if we can take down this new monster, said Deputy Commander Guy. But in his mind was still the time Raditya stabbed him, tried to take over his body only for him to regain it. The Gokaijers came in. Captain Marvelous came in our request while he was still in bandages from the last incident. Guys, you cannot fight. That is an order. You are literally killing yourselves, said Deputy Commander Guy. Please, save Guy Ikurai for us. We beg you. We may not be able to fight, but please help him. He's been like our family and all, said Captain Marvelous. I know, said Deputy Commander Guy. Marvelous, rest now. Your injuries are still heavy, and we need the Shinkengers to execute Kaoru's healing seal on you and the captives. That's why we send them to the Genjuken so they can be released, but too bad they're captured. Also, I fear with Cole captured, Akared can't combine with him either if the gadget used to do so was caught by enemy hands. At the beach area, one can see Tranza, Long, Imes, Bosco, Umbrella, and Kiros were now torturing everybody systematically. Now it was time to do something really despicable. They had a good amount of worms to do the job. Guy Ikurai, Cam, Tommy, Justin, Mikoto, Go, Ken Hisasu, Eric, Genta, Hiroto, Miyu, Hikaru, and Tetsu were all wrecked by the sight of people in severe pain while they were bound to their wooden crosses. Cole was still there, nailed to a cross, completely naked, weakened, and tried to free himself, but the nail pinned him down real good. I must free myself and the others. These nails are too tight, said Cole. He tried to get his strength to pull out the nails, not minding he was naked. That would be fun, but don't you think we should have other methods to torture, said Long. The Questers were now there to join the fun. Bloody Amazo Worm Gigan excreted some more slimy worms for the villains to use to torture the others. It was indeed a pretty disgusting sight caused by the other crucified victims to feel disgust. Let's just send the monster to do its job at the city. Bloody Amazo Worm Gigan should do a charm spreading the worms which will soon eat everybody up slowly and painfully. It's way better than the xenomorph. Be careful, though. Raditya said to keep them alive. He wishes to have the final blow. He did call back the monster an hour ago. Can't help if he has other plans. Now just whip them, said Imes. The crucified rangers felt more crazy as the hours passed. Cole was now unable to speak. His strength could not be drawn as his will fell while the pain of the nails still hurt where they were nailed. He thought the whole USSPRA being crucified and blown up to bits. Just as a bird came to peck on him, he killed it with his bare teeth. Yeah, you don't have a clue what Cole's character is like. What about let's feed those loud ones with the worms, shall we? That would be fun, said Bosco with an evil smile. I agree with that. Those worms are so disgusting they'll puke and get indigestion. But first, let's just hear the screams of the helpless, said Long, snickering evilly. You'll learn to appreciate me too, Miyu, even though you're not as glamorous as Mako. Sigh. But you'll do for now. Such beautiful hands, pierced by cruel nails. Let me free you from this cross, said Kiros as he squeezed her breasts. Ah! I will never be yours, screamed Miyu as Kiros threw malice at her, while trying to endure the pain of being molested while being crucified at the same time. Kiros then proceeded to Genta's cross to torture him. Takeru isn't here, but I guess he'll do. Besides, I'm looking forward to crucifying him myself, said Kiros. Hey, what do you want to do with Take-chan? What did he ever do to you? Said Genta angrily to Kiros. Genta's mouth was forcibly held open and worms were inserted into it by Kiros himself. Eat this, you loudmouthed freak, and don't ask any questions, said Kiros, who then fed Genta some worms as well as causing him to puke. As you know it, I'll be torturing him and I'll be molesting Mako right in front of you two for fun. He is not a serial rapist. Stop acting like he is. No! Screamed Genta. It's time to open up to Guy next. Open up, Mr. Funny Guy, said Bosco as he took a scoopful of worms to feed Guy Ikarai with for his sadism. Guy was also fed some worms by Bosco against his will. He puked out of disgust. Why are you torturing us? Why? Cried Guy Ikarai, who puked out all the worms that were fed to him. As you know, you and your friends were responsible for me being unable to attain the ultimate treasure. I could have used it to give myself ultimate power. Too bad for Octos Gil. He was killed in the battle across time with the Legend War history changed. The ultimate treasure was destroyed permanently after it restored the timeline as it should, said Bosco. Long also did the same to Ken Hisasu and Go, who remained silent from their torture, but the puking sight wasn't very pleasant. Guy and Ray also did the same to Edgy. Even if you kill me, the Bokensers will beat you back to the Netherworld. You may nail my hands and feet next, but you'll never, said Edgy. Oh, shut up, said Guy and Ray, together as they bashed Edgy with their fists on his face. The Jetmen were assembled once more. Director Aya assembled her team as she did in the past. Well, I hope you succeed in this rescue mission. My daughter Chihiro has some crazy plan going on, but I don't know that. Regardless, we have to stop Radiguet like old times, but first we must lure out the high security beach of its guards. We must take advantage of his psychotic insanity somehow, said Director Aya. Yes, Chief, said the Jetmen, who were now in their old uniforms. Jet Icarus, Jet Garuda, we will fight again, said Supreme Commander Ryu. Dad, are you sure you need to fight once more? Mom, said both Joe, Yuki, and Ken Tenno to their parents. We must, son, said Deputy Commander Guy. Me and your mom will do what has to be done. Dad, good luck, said Mikiko, hugging her dad. We need to think of a plan to recover them. I do not know how long the captives who were hit by a dark energy to take to recover, but I'll bet a little butt-kicking will help them. But first, said Supreme Commander Ryu. Billy and Ranu both came in with their eyes bulged. Hoji and Yosuke, on the other hand, were chasing after their love interests. We've got company. 2 lovebirds with the solution, perhaps, said Deputy Commander Guy, confident at the 2 of them. No time for jokes, guys, said Supreme Commander Ryu. We need the solution if you have it. After hours of work, we found it. The worms can be weakened with high-heat laser treatment, and it can also destroy the eggs if the temperature is too high, but we have to destroy the nest first, which is the monster. As long as that monster is alive, we can't kill them because they'll keep multiplying, as he has the ability to produce worms from his own blood, said Ranu. We also have to distract the enemy at the beach. I have a plan of how to do it, said Sakura. Hey, Tori, are you sure you want to push through with Sakura's plan? Remember, you don't have your superpower, said Yosuke. Urgh! We don't have much of a choice, said Tori. Very well then, good luck. Sorry for being overprotective, Tori, said Yosuke. Shall I kiss you for good luck? Yosuke then kissed Tori. Hoji and Chihiro were now talking. Chihiro, I'll back you up if necessary, said Hoji. Thanks, said Chihiro. I guess it's time to show girl power. Meanwhile, at the Annihilants of Evil headquarters, Radiguet was delighted at the destruction of the world. He freed Jasmine from his mind control in order to save her suffering. Huh? Where am I? What am I doing here? Asked Jasmine, frightened. As you see, Jasmine, I placed you under my mind control, and now I don't see any reason to keep you under my further influence. You are mine. Face it, you betrayed your friends, and there's no reason for you to return to them, so you might as well accept your destiny with me. But first, said Radiguet. You placed me under mind control, you monster, said Jasmine. Radiguet then dragged Jasmine into the dungeon. Shizuka was watching from the darkness, frightened. She began to have another headache. Now I think I remember something. That caged bird is my master. Radiguet, he forced me to... No! It can't be! I am Shizuka of the Vyram, said Shizuka. Hey, what gives, said Jasmine. As you know it, I prefer to have you against your will. Now deal with it, said Radiguet, who was getting more power spasm as his insanity was becoming higher as time went. He was now doing stuff that was pretty much out of character while retaining a savage taste for blood and power. Meanwhile, inside the dungeon where Kimberly and Mako were placed, they had Jasmine back with them. However, the other 4 Shinkengers were transferred to the beach to be tortured as well. Jasmine, you're back with us, said Kimberly, crying with tears of joy. Radiguet put me under mind control and purposefully snapped me out of it. I can't believe he loves to mess with people's minds, said Jasmine. Yeah, the boys are there at the beach. Radiguet had them transfer there to be crucified too. I bet he plans to crucify all the Super Sentai and Power Rangers, except those who he catches his fancy. Like us, said Mako. Plus, he got their henshin devices, including ours.